Raymond, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Um, we wanted to start this conversation about uh, really the threats we are seeing from the hard right across the globe, with first your perspective on what it looks like in your country, and then also adding what is your trade union doing about it, or what is the trade union movement? How are they reacting? So if you'd like to
Well,
jump in.
good morning
Thank
and
you.
thank you for the opportunity. And that question is quite not easy for me to answer in the
That's fair.
context that since 2018, I've been among the leaders of the trade union has been haunted by the state under its program of eliminating all dissent, eliminating opposition in the country. When Rodrigo Duterte assumed presidency and declared war against opposition in 2018, many of my colleagues, in fact, 71 of my colleagues were killed in the trade
Sorry.
union movement, and which was investigated by the International Labor Organization. And again, we are on the top 10 of the worst countries for workers in the world. That's for
Mhm.
3 consecutive years already. Uh, we continue to call for justice for this for our 71 colleagues in the trade union movement. We continue to call out the government for its total disregard of our right to freedom of association, uh,
Mhm.
linking unionism to terrorism, while it is them who's terrorizing the people and the trade union movement in the country. We continue to call for justice for the families of 33,000 Filipinos killed in the bloody anti-poor drug war unleashed by former President Duterte, which is now under investigation by the International Criminal Court, and we're just waiting for the warrant of arrest to come in the country. And we are very much expecting that because we deserve justice, families deserve justice. We cannot
Absolutely.
look at the numbers as plain statistics of people killed. We would want to
Mhm.
see statistics of people served with justice.
Mhm.
And that's the problem with counting trade union rights violation, human rights violations. At times, we only see the numbers and forgot to see the faces on it. As an educator, I cannot forget the face of Kian de los Santos, one of us of the students falsely killed in this bloody drug war. Kian is a son of an OFW, overseas Filipino worker, a migrant
Okay.
worker,
Right.
and Kian was buying some food because he was reviewing for the examination the following day. While buying food at the store, he was killed by the police, saying that he is a drug addict. Later on,
Mm.
the investigation went on, and it was clear that this child is in no way involved in the drug
Mhm.
menace in the country. But how can you return his life?
Right.
The mom who works overseas went home, and there's no reason for her to go back abroad working, because that's the reason why she went abroad, to send money for her son to go to school, no?
For his
And these are the
education.
common stories of the victims of this bloody drug war in the country. Since
Mm.
2018, I was not able to see my family because going back means you're giving up your your life and your security to this government. Though we have a new government elected
Mhm.
in 2022, and he sees to it that he's different from the old administration, and he's different from his father,
Mm.
because our new president is the son of the former dictator Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Policies aren't changed.
Mm.
For instance, the policy on the all-out war against the opposition and the dissenters, it's still there, even though even the U.S. government recommended already the abolition of this task force. United Nations Special Rapporteurs came to the country and said this task force is the source of these violations, rights violations. So it's still not abolished. So although he says these things, we see the other way around.
Mm.
Last March, one of my organizer in northern part of the country were abducted, kidnapped for 4 days. When we saw him, we saw a lot of bruises in his face. marks of torture at his back, and he was given money and phone because he was converted to be a military asset.
Mm.
So he declared everything. That's why he was freed, because he agreed to to be part of the military asset. So he's now under sanctuary, under the care of the one of the dioceses in the country. But he is the second victim from my union. So how are we resisting? Although it's hard, but we continue to educate our members. We start with our members because we know among those who elected this government is our members. So we started educating them, and we started to create programs discussing going beyond the economic needs of our members, but we discuss political issues around the country for them to be part of the national movement to restore our democratic ideals. We work hard for these democratic ideals in the country since 1980s, when we had this people power revolution, when we ousted the dictatorship, and now we're going back to the old days where human rights is seem to be not a matter or not an issue of the day. No? If you hear President Duterte before, and he's openly calling for Trump to win the elections.
Yeah.
Birds of the same feather, they always flock together. So how do we resist as a union? We continue to empower our members. We continue to engage different organizations abroad when we cannot speak at home. We call for our brothers and sisters abroad to speak for us, like EFT did several times already, through Education International, through the United Nations mechanisms, where we look for ways how can we discuss issues at home, because at home when you discuss these things, get ready. No? Your face might be in the newspaper, or you might not see your loved ones anymore. No? That's the thing. So international solidarity is one of the aspects that keep us moving till these days.
Thank you so much. Um,